when I was 1 year old, my dad came to pick me up, came to look at me, came to meet me. And the only story I know about is the story I heard from my aunt who was babysitting for me. And he came to the front door and knocked on the door, and my aunt, let him in, and he set me on my knee, according to her, and stayed there 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. He ended up setting me in the floor, according to her, and I untied his shoestrings. And at that time I was 1 year old. And my dad left the house that day. That was my grandmother's house, and he never came back. And I've wondered for 50 years why someone would do such a thing. How could he do such a thing? How could he live with himself after doing such a thing to a child, to a 1 year old? Did I do something wrong? Was it my fault? I've wondered that. I can recall back in Tyner Junior High going out for football and walking home after football practice. And I would walk behind the school because I didn't want other kids to see me walking home or not having a ride home. They would get in the car with their dads and leave, and they would immediately, I'm sure, start talking about football and football practice. And a lot of times those dads were at the practice. But I never had a dad at practice. I never had a dad as much as pick me up after practice. So, that stuff like that builds up, and you have a lot of resentment with things like that. In 2006, I was really struggling with my business, and my business was taking its toll on me. And I had never really prayed to God to help me with that business. It never dawned on me to pray to God to help me with that business. I just was going to be a man and deal with it myself. But it didn't work out that way. I ended up on my knees and on my hands and knees praying to God, asking God to help me with the business. That was my turning point. That was my understanding of the power that I was not even considering that was out there for me. I asked God to help me figure this out, and he figured it out, and it every bit worked out. Every bit of it worked out. Miraculously worked out. He worked out the unworkoutable. I discovered something when I read Psalm 68, verse 5, that there is a Father, that I had a Father. I had a Father that was there for me all along. That Father was there, I'm sure, watching over me when I thought no one was watching over me. He was there at practice when I didn't think anybody was there at practice. He was there as I was walking home after that practice, probably watching over me, making sure that I made it home. And I never knew that. I never realized it till recently, that I had a Father that I could talk to all along, that I had a Father that I could hold his hand and say, I don't know what to do in this situation. I don't know how to handle this. A Father that I could ask a question and say, what should I do with this? How should I proceed with this situation that I've got? But I've got that Father now. My dad graduated from Sale Creek High School. Big guy, 6'4", very, very athletic. I never saw his pictures, any of his pictures. I had one picture of him until my mom died, and in a trunk of hers was a stack of pictures, dozens of pictures of him in athletic gear, playing basketball, picture after picture with him holding the trophy. And he was always in every single picture the biggest guy on the team. He was the biggest guy in the picture. all these pictures. Why would she never show me any of these pictures? Why would I never see any of this stuff? What in the world was going on between those two people? I don't know. When my mom died, I took her picture and my dad's picture to the funeral and set it, you know, when everybody came in for visitation, I had their two pictures together, side by side. I had never seen those two people standing side by side. I do not have a family picture of me with my mom, you know, the picture with the dad, the mom, and the kids all standing around. Well, I don't have a picture like that. I don't have one single picture. Now, I've got them now. I've been married for 37 years, and we have hundreds of family pictures. Crazy family pictures, being funny family pictures, being serious, all kinds of family pictures. But when I was a kid, that never happened. I never had, you know, the picture of the mom and dad and the brothers. I don't have any pictures like that. How does that happen? How does that happen? Well, it happened. And you can break those chains. And we've broken those chains. My wife and I have broken those chains. That's not going to happen with us. That's not going to happen. We've got the family pictures. And so we fixed that problem.